Right now in South Alabama, dozens of law enforcement officers are on the scene of an apparent shooting and hostage situation that is unfolding as we speak.
Outside a church in Dale County. Now, earlier today, a Dale County school bus driver was shot. We know there was a second victim. Now, their conditions are not known at this time.
ABC senior justice correspondent Pierre Thomas has been tracking it through the night. He joins us now. Good morning, Pierre.
Good morning, George. A dangerous situation is still unfolding this morning in Alabama. It involves the words no parent wants to hear. A man with a gun, a child on a bus, and a child kidnapped.
We were dropping some kids off, and then a man that lived next door to them got on the bus.
The child is on the line with us. At this time, advising that the bus driver has been shot.
Just had a bus driver shot, possibly deceased.
Suspect has removed the child from the bus. They're on foot at this time. White male, sunglasses, possibly dark colored clothes.
Here's that my neighbor got on the school bus shortly after it stopped and let off a couple of kids, got on the school bus and demanded two children. He was only able to get a hold of one, and then I believe he shot the bus driver 3 times and then retreated back on his land and is now hidden in his homemade bomb shelter.
You've been able to speak with some of the students that were on the bus. Tell me what they're saying to you.
Well, I spoke to about 3 or 4 different students. A lot of them had already gone by the time I got here. And one of them was a young lady, and she told me that when the young man entered the bus, or the gentleman that done the shooting, he told most of them to get off of the bus. And then he grabbed a 5-year-old little boy, from what we understand, and shot the bus driver 4 times.
Police sources identify the suspect as Jimmy Lee Dykes. Local news reports describes Dykes as a military veteran in his 60s who's recently been charged with menacing. He may have been due in court today. And sources say the child is being held in an underground bunker. It's unclear what the suspect's relationship with the child is. But before he shot the bus driver, witnesses say he hinted at motive.
He started telling him he needed a kid because something about the law coming after him.
This morning, the community is in shock.
We've been back now 7 months here, and when I got the call that this was taking place right here next to our church, it's just something that's just unbelievable, especially in such a peaceful area such as Pinkard, Alabama.
Well, thank you, Michael.
I had heard that the gentleman, the shooter, and the gentleman driving the bus had a little confrontation, and the bus driver had tried to make some peace with the shooter. And then what I understand was today he came and jumped on the bus and shot the gentleman. Like I say, all that's hearsay, so we just don't know at this time.
Now here's an update on that man, that 67-year-old. He was a Vietnam vet, and we're told he had some strange tendencies, that he was very skittish about the government, that he actually had a court date tomorrow for getting into a fight with another 21-year-old who lived down the street. So he definitely had some off tendencies about him, and neighbors say that while this does surprise them, they knew all along that something was not right.
I believe the one child that he got a hold of actually fainted, and that's the reason why he was able to grab him.
I did speak with another witness that said he knew the gentleman that allegedly took the child, believed to be possibly in his 60s, and they have no connection. He doesn't even have any children to his knowledge. So still not sure of the connection between that child, why that child, and why this man took that child.
Authorities have surrounded the suspect and are negotiating with him. He seems to be cooperating. The child needs medication, and the suspect allowed police to provide it. The FBI has been called in to help. My sources are describing this as extremely sensitive, with authorities praying that little boy will be okay.